Stepping from our ordinary world into the fantastical, Immersive XP explores the weird and wonderful imaginations behind a diverse range of themed experiences. From virtual reality to escape rooms to live-action roleplay, nothing is off the table. We'll take a deep dive into what makes these adventures worth attending and which ones to avoid. Join me on a journey to explore the extraordinary and meet the people who make dreams a reality. Welcome back to another episode of Immersive XP. I'm Taylor Ford, your non-binary host based in Southern California, seamstress by trade, silly little guy by trauma. Favorite cereal? Reese's Puffs. Fun fact of the week. Area 51, while shrouded in mystery, is merely a classified U.S. Air Force and testing base near Las Vegas. No one knows exactly what goes on behind closed doors, but it has created many conspiracy theories involving aliens and UFOs. One of the biggest mysteries is where the name Area 51 comes from. The actual name for the base is called Homey Airport and Groom Lake, but was referenced as Area 51 during Vietnam War documents. The surrounding area is called Restricted Area 4808 North. Nicknames for the facility include Dreamland and Paradise Ranch, which honestly leaves me with more questions about the nature of the base with those kinds of nicknames. Unfortunately, humans are very poor at keeping secrets, so we'd probably know by now if anything actually interesting was going on. This week's episode is a daily quest, which is any immersive experience with a low barrier to entry and no pre-existing intellectual property, but does have a certain level of interaction. Continuing with my adventures in Las Vegas, I visited one of my favorite immersive spots, Area 15, not to be confused with Area 51. I've been going yearly since I received my COVID-19 vaccines at the end of 2021. The place is always changing, evolving, and expanding, so there is something new for me to love every time. What exactly is Area 15? Imagine a geometric gray and white building towering in the desert outside the main strip of Las Vegas. Colorful futuristic displays built by local artists made of acrylic, metal, and other mixed media line the path leading to the entrance. Before walking in, an armored vehicle driven by aliens is something to be appreciated. Automatic doors display a futuristic hallway with glitching TVs, glowing panels, and static. Inside you are greeted by UV-reactive shops, neon glow, and LED lighting special effects. Hidden secrets line the walls of the two-story building, along with unique vending machines for Las Vegas artists to sell their small wares. Along with just an overwhelming amount of art and attention to detail to explore, Area 15 houses a large number of immersive art exhibits, virtual and altered reality, games, themed restaurants, bars, rides, and much more. Area 15 has also purchased 35 acres of land in 2024, announcing its plans to build a themed hotel and expand its focus on immersive experiences. Additional experiences have been announced to open in 2025, including the John Wick Immersive Experience, escape rooms, the Museum of Ice Cream, and the widely anticipated Universal Studios Horror Unleashed. Personally, I'm most excited to see what kind of weird and wacky ideas will go into the making of an Area 15 hotel, but no information on when it will open has been announced. I guess we'll just have to be patient. Area 15 is open from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. on most days, but it's open until midnight on Friday and Saturday. Private events may be hosted, closing the main space at 5 p.m. A large number of after-hour events such as concerts, raves, comedy, burlesque, night markets, bingo loco, immersive food, and much more may alter its regular schedule. While I will be discussing all the things I was able to cram into one day in Area 15, I will also note that we got a flat tire on the way from our hotel, so some things were cut a little short as a result. Aside from that, we still had a lot of fun exploring the beautiful cyberpunky building and immersive experiences. The best way to experience all of what Area 15 has to offer is by purchasing an experience pass. These range from level 1 to level 4 access, each including various activities at different price levels. If you're looking for a more passive experience, I would recommend going for a level 1 pass. It includes all the immersive walkthrough art exhibits, 2 scavenger hunts, a couple virtual reality experiences, and some money to use in the arcade. Prices start at $32 for Nevada residents and go up to $49 for a non-Nevada resident. Each experience ranges from $6 to $22, so you get a lot of bang for your buck if you spend the time doing everything. My personal recommendation is going for a level 2 pass, which includes everything from level 1 all the virtual reality experiences and your choice of 2 of the more expensive activities. Purchase the Omega Mart or Army of the Dead VR experience separately if those interest you. The main reason I suggest getting a level 2 is that 4 of the options for the more expensive activities are the Illuminarium, discussed in another episode, Super Plastic Dopamine, Axe Throwing, and Virtual Golf. If you get higher tier passes, you can do all 4, but Axe Throwing and Virtual Golf you can really do anywhere. No need to waste your money and time on activities that are not in the spirit of Area 15. Level 3 and 4 include Omega Mart, but that requires an episode all to itself. You want to take your time there. Plus, there are cheaper ways to get tickets than the Access Pass if you tune in to my tips and tricks. Now, for actually discussing my day in Area 15 and all the activities I did with my Level 2 pass. First, I checked out the lab upstairs, which contains all the AR and VR experiences. These include AR dodgeball with up to 4 people, virtual flying, battling robots, and a robot rescue mission. In addition, an attached dark room has a timed laser maze. While we arrived on a very slow day and there were almost no lines for any of the attractions, a repeated issue I ran into was the lack of staff. One staff member was running 2 attractions at once, but could only manage 1 at a time, which meant a lot of people ended up just leaving, seeing how stressed the staff were. I won't go into full detail about each, but I will know I would personally not pay the average of $15 each for these 5-minute experiences. The level pass is the only way to go. Birdie, the flying virtual reality machine, was a personal favorite. You are strapped into a mechanism face down with a headset. You can choose from a few settings of where you would like to fly, including a cityscape, a Jurassic setting filled with dinosaurs, or an underwater world. You can use the arms of the machine to fly higher or lower. With fans blowing in your face, it really does feel like you're flying. An honorable mention was the laser maze. I got to live out my Ocean's 11 fantasy of narrowly dodging lasers for a heist. Except my outfit had way too many dangly bits, so I kept messing up. A cute thing included was a night vision video sent to your email of you and your partner trying your darndest to hop, crawl, and leap through a web of lasers. Next up, immersive art exhibits and activities. A short but cute activity is Brainstorm. Simply walk up to a giant glowing brain and answer the questions presented to you on a pedestal. Similar to other personality tests, the questions sort you into 4 categories with additional subclasses. You may be a rebel, the spirited, the tastemaker, or a seeker. After answering randomized questions like, which of the 6 foods below are your favorite, to which of these pictures of bedrooms are you more drawn to, you are given a personality type. As a keepsake, you receive a shiny silver and black card with a name and symbol that represents you. Up next, a music and visual experience, Museum Fiasco, is something I would never pay on its own for $20. A single room surrounded by mirrors to feature the strobing lights and colors, while music blares is fun, but only good for photos if no one else is in the room. Definitely do this only if you have the level pass. Wink World is a UV reactive visual journey that lasts about 20 minutes with music in tune with movement. The narrator brings up thought-provoking topics that allow you to think about the world around you while listening to music and watch swirling art. I was pleasantly surprised by Wink World considering I had no idea what I was getting into based on its advertising. The themed food spots are another highlight of Area 15. For coffee, a tech-themed spot called Conduit Cafe. The perfect place for something grab and go before your next adventure. Serving pastries, to-go breakfasts, paninis, and a spread of coffee types. While nothing I've gotten there has been extraordinary, a decently priced pick-me-up may be all you need. For lunch, Kaya, a stunning sushi and bowl spot filled with anime-style imagery and yummy foods. While I normally have a hard rule against landlocked states and eating sushi, I had a coupon for a free California roll and I might as well. Not only was I surprised by how good that was, I ended up loving the neighborhood beast roll too. Spicy tuna and yuzu aioli are 2 things on a menu I have a hard time resisting. The staff was also super friendly, and we ended up having lovely conversations about costuming and working in Area 15. While we didn't go to Oddwood Bar this time around, it's hard to miss with a glowing tree in the center of Area 15. I fell in love with the aesthetic years ago and even have a tattoo inspired by the tree's design. I highly recommend it just for the aesthetics alone. For dinner, The Beast. a dark and moody gastropub serving typical bar foods and pizza. While the Beast serves the widest array of food compared to the other spots, I would say that its theming feels the least in line with the rest of Area 15's overall vibe. While a little dark, it doesn't feel futuristic or cyberpunky at all. As for things I didn't get to do or complete in Area 15, a couple virtual reality experiences like the Vortex Rover, or a robot rescue mission, or a Grand Prix racing simulator required additional staff to assist. Waiting for employees who were clearly overworked did not feel worth the wait to do the experience. Liftoff Ride, located outside Area 15, is an open-air balloon ride that lifts you up 100 feet while you enjoy drinks and view Las Vegas from above. With a warm, sunny day, this was a low priority while avoiding sunburn. Never got to go to it as a result. Particle Quest, which is a scavenger hunt around the building, requires an augmented reality device. We never found the spot for picking up the devices and gave up when hunger took over. Another scavenger hunt called Origin Quest is free for anyone visiting Area 15. While you ran out of time completing it, you are basically playing a video game in a phone browser which consists of chatting with people working behind the scenes of Area 15. They've picked up strange signals, and it's your job to look around and find clues, numbers, and keywords to enter and receive next steps. Make sure to connect to the Wi-Fi for this one. The biggest bummer of my visit, aside from the flat tire, was that Super Plastic Dopamine was closed all day due to technical difficulties. One of the main reasons for my visit to Vegas was the opening of this brand new experience based on the Super Plastic animated universe. While I'm bummed it didn't work out, it gives me an excuse to return soon in the future. There are still other things coming soon that I'd love to come back for. Things I liked. With the exception of a few areas at Area 15, such as the Beast Restaurant, axe throwing, and golf, every nook and cranny is in a futuristic theme. I adore the attention to detail and number of artists involved in making such a beautiful place. Even the employees dress up, and many complimented my cyberpunk wear. It's a great place to take photos, even if you don't spend any money. Along with the vending machines that have wares from local artists, the shops have really fun and wacky wares and clothing. While many of the shops are pretty expensive, some items may give you a reference for shopping from a brand directly at a later date. I ended up finding a UV reactive eyeliner that they were selling for $13 each, but online I can get a set of 8 for $10 total. One thing I also appreciated is the amount of LGBTQ+ merchandise and events Area 15 hosts year-round. It's nice to see support for my community, not just during Pride Month. Things I didn't like. Both the food and the activities purchased individually are fairly expensive. Needing to buy an experience pass in order to make a majority of the activities worth the cost can be difficult to justify. Luckily, there are discounts for kids and Nevada residents, but as an adult visitor, it's gonna be a costly day. As for the audience, Area 15 is fun for the whole family. Some activities are going to be better suited for adults, and the amount of alcohol served, even at the coffee shop, makes Area 15's target closer to people 21 and over. Most activities I recommend doing sober anyway, so it's one of the few things in Las Vegas where I feel like the pressure is off. As for accessibility, Area 15's parking lot and buildings are very walkable. Accessible ramps are easily available from the outside, and multiple elevators are scattered within the inside. They also made sure all the walkways are fairly wide and chairs are available throughout. Some activities are not going to be easy for those with physical injuries or disabilities, such as the laser maze, and some alternate reality experiences. If you have trouble with being in tight places, please do not go into Wink World. You are in small rooms for the whole duration, and it may be an issue for those with claustrophobia. The biggest issue by far with Area 15 is going to be the overstimulation due to the sights and sounds. The whole building is very colorful with neon lights, LEDs, and UV reactive murals. Bringing loop earplugs or even light sunglasses may be necessary for a full day. Just make sure to check in with yourself and your friends. Go to the outside lounge if you need some open air to recalibrate. As for personal recommendations, in addition to getting an experience pass for the best deal, if you purchase the passes more than 2 weeks in advance, you'll get an additional small discount. If you're an annual pass member to Megamart like I am, that will give you the free California Roll discount when buying a pass. Plus, the annual pass gets you merchandise and food discounts anytime you visit Area 15. I will go into more detail in the Megamart episode on how to get the best prices on a pass. I also highly recommend dressing up in futuristic attire for the full immersive experience. Area 15 is designed for epic photos, and employees are often happy to take your picture. If you plan to do any physical experiences, make sure not to wear anything that could be dangly or uncomfortable. You'll have a much harder time moving around or being hooked up to equipment. Overall, Area 15 is great for a first-time enjoyer and a repeat customer. There is always a new shop, food, or experience to get excited about. I always get amazing photos that make me reminisce about my past adventures. So next time someone says Las Vegas isn't for them, maybe send them on a quest to Area 15. Until next time, a shadow's length has nothing to do with a light source. Check out our website, immersivexps.com, to join our free Ko-fi, which will have visuals and additional content of the immersive experiences discussed in each episode. If you are an immersive experience artist or creator, no matter how small, consider contacting us so you can take part on a future podcast. This podcast is recorded and produced by SoCal Podcast Studio in Orange County. Thanks for listening. One of my main reasons for my visit to Vegas was the opening of this brand new experience based on superplastic One of the main visits for my visit. It's also hard to say super plastic dopamine because it's dopamine, not dopamine. It's dopamine. Dopamine, not dopamine. No, like, you know how we have dopamine?
No, I know it's not dopamine.
It's
I know the last word.
It's meme, yeah. Super plastic dopamine. Nope, dopamine. Because it's supposed to be like dopamine.
No,
Yeah.
I get
Yeah, I don't...